You talked last week about how you got to win 2 game segments from this time of year. I mean, being in college hockey for a long time, what's the team kind of have to get through those 2 game segments with 2 wins?
Well, you got to have depth. You've got to have the right mentality, and I think we talked about it last weekend. You have to turn the page very quickly. Last weekend's different. You had a 2 out of 3. First night, obviously, we didn't win, so now you have to find a way to turn that page quickly and just roll with it. And now, obviously, we understand the situation now, and from here on out, even NCAA tournament-wise, it's you understand the situation, but there's no question on how you do it. You just have to get it done. And it doesn't have to be pretty, doesn't have to be perfect, and I think our guys understand that.
You feel like you have a team right now that's kind of playing playoff-style hockey, good goaltending, good special teams?
Yeah, I think defensively we have to continue to get better and continue to work at it. Obviously, goaltender-wise, Brady's playing well. Special teams are always a key, especially power play. You've got to find a way to kick in a goal here and there. You have to generate some momentum on it, even if you don't score. And you're not always going to score on a power play, but you have to generate some momentum.
Talk about what you saw in their eyes last Saturday when it was one and done. I mean, y'all were facing one and done. And what does that do for a team, do you think, from a confidence standpoint, to know it stepped up 2 nights in a row? And kind of like what you were talking about earlier. I mean, that's what this is about, too.
I think it was just matter of fact for how we showed up, approached the game. And we have to go through this. This is a young program in terms of a young team that hasn't experienced a lot of winning at the higher level. And so you have to go through that. I think it was a first step for us, especially playing Ferris. I think there's a team that was experienced, played to the final game last year, and, they didn't want to give up. And I think they pushed us to a limit, and I think that helps our team.
Familiarity with an opponent, obviously Notre Dame. What do you touch on in the next couple of days as you get ready for a team you've played and you've had success against? I mean,
Well, there's certain things that we'll talk about systematically wise with our team, but a lot of it has to do with us. And we have to worry about our approach, knowing what Notre Dame's going to do, but try not to make the focus so much on our opponent. And I think our guys have done a pretty good job with that all year. Try to focus at the task at hand, but also within a framework that who our opponent's going to be.
I know it's kind of a dumb question, but like the Rust kid for them has had a pretty good series, I think, last week, if I'm not mistaken. But do you focus on one guy, or is it lines that you?
Well, if you start focusing on one guy with Notre Dame, then you're going to have to be focusing on about 15.
Yeah.
So it's next to impossible to do that. It's not like they have a. It's not, and it's different. I think collegiately wise, it's different than an NHL mentality where you're going to be targeting one guy or a line, and Notre Dame's too deep. To be honest with you, they've got a very talented team, top to bottom. Their blue line's extremely mobile, and that's why we have to focus at our task at hand and systematically what we're going to do, and we really have to worry about ourselves.
What is working on the power play right now? It seems like you're putting plays out there that guys are executing at the moment. I mean, there was a long pass to Ryan the other day, the one to Gettig that got to the goal. I mean, are guys kind of taking?
Well, you're connecting the dots. I mean, that's the key. You have to be able to connect the dots, be able to handle pucks. But when you don't have them, how you can get them back? And you can't be just 1 or 2 guys. It has to be a group of 5 all working together to get a puck back. And I think coming up the ice, we're doing a pretty good job as a group of 5, all being on the same page. But being able to connect the dots. If you can't make passes and receive them, you're not going to have much success in the power play.